Hi, welcome back to another Creations with Christina episode. Today we're going to do another project using the Art Philosophy Cricut cartridge. Melanie from Courtney Lane Designs sent this to me to play with, and you can purchase it from her website at Close to My Heart, and I'll leave a link to her blog as well as her site on the description of this video as well as on my blog. But today we're going to be making a card using the Cricut cartridge as well as the Celebrations stamp set. So let's head over to my Cricut and we'll get started. Okay, so for this project we're going to use the Cricut Expression 2, and we're going to be using the Celebrations stamp set that comes with the Art Philosophy Bundle, and that's this leaf right here, and we're going to cut it out at 2 inches because it says right there to cut it out at 2 inches. So I'm going to cut out 3 of those. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my Art Philosophy cartridge right in my machine here, and when I do that, it automatically brings it up to my images here. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the shift key because the image I want is on the shift, and that's this leaf right here. So we're going to go ahead and add that to the mat. I'm going to click on the little house right here, and you'll see that's on the mat. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and edit this because we want to cut this out at 3 inches. So when I tap the screen, this little window comes up. I'm going to hit this little pencil, and I'm going to go ahead and select this image right here. And it's already set at 2 inches, but if you needed to change it, you just hit your plus and the minus sign. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit save, and then save again. And I'm going to head back to my cartridge. I'm going to select this image right here, and I'm going to actually put 2 more of these on my mat. Actually, let's backspace. I'm going to delete that. So I'm going to hit 1 with the space, another one with the space, and a 3rd one. I'm going to go back to the home screen, and now I'm all set to go ahead and cut this out. I already have some cardstock added to or in my machine here, and I'm using paper tray ink cardstock, so it's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to go ahead and multi-cut this twice. So I'm going to set my multi-cut on 2. Hit the save. My blade's at 4. I'm going to leave it there, and my speed is at 5. I'm going to actually reduce this just to maybe 4. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to go ahead and hit cut, and then cut again. And I have my blade set at 6, and I'll go ahead and cut this out. So the first thing I'm going to do is start working with my card base. This is an A2 size card. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 with an opening at the top. And I went ahead and used some vintage photo distress ink all along the edges with a foam applicator, and that's the foam applicator I used. So the first thing I want to do is stamp my sentiment on the inside. I'm going to use the phrase from the same stamp set that I did the leaf. It's a wonderful season of and fun I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my sentiment here. And I'm going to do just the first one, a wonderful season of, and I'm going to use some StazOn Timber Brown ink. And I'm going to stamp that right here in the center. And then I'm going to use just some, I have baby wipes in this little container, and they're alcohol-free baby wipes, and I just use that to clean my stamps. So that was A Wonderful Season of, and I'm just going to use a smaller block here to do fun. Okay, so that's the inside of my card, and I'm just going to go ahead and set this aside because the next thing I'm going to start working on are my 3 leaves that I just cut out. So I'm going to start off with 2 of these leaves using the stamp that coordinates with it. So let me just get that on here. I'm just going to take my fun off my block and put my leaf on there. And again, I'm going to do 2 of these using the coordinating stamp. So again, I'm going to ink it up with StazOn. And then I'll center that right on my leaf cutout. And I'm not too worried if I didn't do it very well. I didn't really put enough pressure on it when I was stamping. And I should have that little piece of foam underneath there too. But I'm not really worried because you're going to just dress that up a little bit. Okay, so there's my other stamped. And now for the third one, I'm going to take the same sentiment that I stamped on the inside of my card and kind of do a little text pattern on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink that up, and I'm just going to start randomly stamping in no particular way or order some of the lines from this stamp set. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start distressing these with my different color inks here. So I'm going to start off by doing one of the leaves in the peeled paint. So I'm just going right over the stamped image and everything. Just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrinkle it up because, you know, leaves are not perfectly flat. They're wrinkled. So there's that one. So that was peeled paint. I'm going to do another one in fired brick. And I'm going to do the same thing, is just wrinkle it up. Just like that. And then my last one I'm going to do is using Rusty Hinge. And then again, and now I'm going to take my vintage photo and just do a little extra, kind of give it another layer of color and go over some of those wrinkles that I created when I was wrinkling them up. And it kind of gives your leaf a little bit more texture. Okay, so those are my leaves all ready to go. So I'm just going to set those aside, and then we'll start putting our base of our card together. So first let me show you what I did. I took a piece of burlap that I got from my local craft store and just cut it to a square, and then just kept peeling these pieces off on the ends to give it that frayed look. And then I took some glossy accents and kind of just did a couple of dots right around all of the edges just to make sure that this doesn't fray any further. Then I took my vintage photo distress foam pad here and just kind of went over this a little bit more. So it gave it even more of a nice kind of rustic-y fall textured look there. And I'll put a couple of dots right on the back of my piece of burlap here. And then I'll stick that down right to the center of the front of my card. So I stamped on the inside first because I knew I was going to use the glossy accents and it was going to take a few minutes to dry. Okay, and then I'm going to arrange my little leaves here right on the front. I'm going to put the one with the text right in the middle here. And then I took a piece of raffia, and I got it, looks just like this when I purchased it, and pulled a couple pieces off and cut a little bow, and that's going to go right here in the center. So I want to make sure that I have everything placed the way I want it. So we're going to move my burlap up a little bit more. And if you want to, you can always use a piece of double stick, like maybe score tape right in the back of this. It'll help hold it down so you're, even know that you have even more of a better hold to it. So I'm going to do my one leaf here. And I'm not going to press those down yet until I make sure I have everything in the right spot. And then my orange leaf is going in the front. just hold those two down for a second. I'll put my orange one right here. And then I'm going to put my raffia bow right there. So that's my project for today. Thanks for watching another episode, and I'll see you next time.